Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today is episode 149. And our topic today is why do I knit? Because I've been asking myself that question. So let's go down that rabbit hole later. Okay. So welcome to my knitting channel. We're seriously having a siren right when I start. Do you remember we used to get sirens you probably don't remember, but I remember almost every episode I had to cut out sirens, and we're like a mile from the nearest hospital. So I'm not saying there are more sirens. There are not more sirens. There are significantly fewer sirens than there were last time. Okay, what are we talking about today? I have a finished object. This is the exploration station from Stephen West. West knits are the best knits. I did this for his stash bust along, which I think ends tomorrow. Yeah, because I am recording on Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure it ends on the 15th, which is tomorrow. But I'm already done. I'm trying to make sure I'm showing you the right side because... Okay, yes. It's hard to tell which side's the right side because everything is reversible except I think the slip stitches are not reversible. So I want to remind you that I picked these colors because they're supposedly, there's no B in that word, supposedly. These are supposedly Victorian mourning colors. Other than black, obviously. Black was the main mourning color when you were actively mourning. You wore black. And then as the time progressed, there were different levels of mourning. So then the colors you were allowed to wear changed as you furthered your mourning. Right? Whatever. So I was reading about the historical preservation of I follow some people on Instagram that are into historical clothing and stuff like that, and not just reenacting the clothing or making the clothing, but actual like the history and the all that crap about it. So obviously we don't use the same dyes as they did back then. So from what I could understand, these are the closest colors. They did lavender, mauves, and like a lilac, and grays, obviously. There's some gray in here. But I mean, by how well the fabrics themselves held up over time, and I guess what we knew about I don't know anything. I guess what they knew, they knew. This is why them is so hard for me, is because it has nothing to do with that. It's because every time you said they in school, true story, Gen X, true story, anytime you said they or them, or like you absolutely cannot put that on paper, the teacher would go, who's they? Who's them? And so you had to say like the government, whoever, the man, I don't know. So that's why I have a hard time using they them, because I never wanted to. You did, that was a like a red X on you. Were just, that was a sharpshooter. Like you were just waiting for them to come at you if you said they. Who's they? Who's they? I hate it. Gives me anxiety. Like someone's gonna come at me if I say they. Who's they? Who's they? School sucked when I was little. It was awful. You got in trouble for frickin' everything. It was ridiculous. Anyway. So they, whoever they is, I don't know. The best they could figure. These are what was as close to those colors that we can have today. I don't like them. I mean, they're fine. They're fine. And I like the shawl. It's very pretty. I thought maybe because Mourning Dew, because gothiness, maybe I could have done something with them, but I have no interest. I just, nope. Little too feminine for me. Little too demure. What is demure? Demure? Is that the word we're using? Whatever. Not me. Nope. So I love this shawl. I love that I did use the morning colors, and I love that I did it right after I lost my Lola. So this is a morning shawl. It is all about getting through my grief for her and working through those first weeks of her not being here. And I still miss her so much. And it's a nice, I did this for her, like I made it for her. And she would have wrapped herself in it. This also, I used Scapier's Metropolis. I don't know the colors. They're like Miami and city names, and I don't remember the rest of them. I think Miami might have been one. I'm not sure. The rest of them were not in the U.S. I am terrible at geography. I really like this yarn. I'm pretty sure it's non-superwash, and I'd never used it before. It's in 50-gram balls, so typically I shy away from 50-gram balls, but if I was going to make a colorwork sweater, because you need the 50-gram balls for those, right? This is so soft, and it blocked so, like, squishy and yummy, especially this brioche. I would definitely use this yarn again. Absolutely, without question, I would. It's a little too colorful. From, if I remember correctly, they did not have a lot of dark colors, because I would have done those instead of doing the morning colors. But this came from my old LYS that is no longer my LYS. My current LYS is a little shop by a local dyer who hates me. I don't know why. I think just because I'm weird. Some people just don't like me because I'm weird, and that's cool. Whatever. But I try to be like extra special nice to her, and I don't know why, because she just is never nice. I feel like she's never nice back to me, but it doesn't matter. I still buy her stuff. I try to support the local dyers out here. The other one that I know, the other local dyer I know, likes me just fine. And I really like her, and I buy her stuff too. So I'm always trying to buy from the local girls. There's a couple more that are farther away, like more into the city, Cleveland. There's at least two. One I know is still in business. The other one, I don't know if she also had a podcast for a little while. I don't know if she still does. I didn't follow her. She was a little too colorful for me, and then I never see her name anywhere doing pop-ups or anything, so otherwise I would go. But anyway, neither here nor there. I'm trying to think of the different sections. I do not like the slips, which is weird because I usually love mosaic knitting. I love it, and this for some reason, maybe I just don't like the two colors together, or I didn't enjoy doing the slips. I love the brioche. What I wish I would have done is I wish I would have brioached these two other. I would have just kept doing, like, I would have done this middle gray section, right? Then I would have brioached the next section. I would replace these two sections with brioche. I think it would have looked amazing. But I know this was a knit along. People don't like brioche, but if I was gonna do this again, I would just do brioche. Yeah, I would do brioche in a second. In fact, knowing what I know now, I wish I had done that, because it would have been really great. Anyway, love this shawl. I love all of Steven's crap. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how whatever. Okay. Everything he does is nice and, fun to do, and I never feel I've wasted time when I do his stuff. Everything looks like a work of art when you're done. You're like, I could hang this on my wall and it'd be fine. Next is my whip. This is the only whip I've been working on. This is the Italuna shawl. Still not convinced I'm saying that right. I'm on the last color. I think you last saw it like this. So my main color is black, and then each of these is a different colored mini. So there's you use 5 minis. It's fingering weight. 1 main, 100 grams, whatever, and then 5 minis. Mine were all from a mystery box from Cornbread and Honey, who is a local dyer to me. And I think these were part of like leftovers from an Advent or something, because I don't remember what their things said. But she was selling boxes of like mystery whatever, and I was like, oh, that sounds fun. And then I'm always like, does she recognize my name? Does she know to put goth stuff in it? I don't know, maybe. So these are all blue and teal and pink and stuff. You can see it better on this side. On the stockinette side. So this is blue and teals, and then it goes into a teal with some speckles, and then a black and teal, and then teal and white with some pink speckles, and then pink and teal, lots of speckles. This is my last color. It has a head hole, which will block out bigger because this is lace. It's going to block. So you can wear it either like I guess like a poncho-ish. Which side? I don't know. You can wear it like a poncho, or you can like wrap it around and pull it through the hole. Right. So I wanted to try maybe the other way. I don't know. I wanted to try this because I've never had a shawl with a hole in it. So that's fun. Head hole, and then all those different ways to wear it. I mean, you could just put a hole in any shawl you wanted. You just bind off like 40 to 45. I did 40 because my head's kind of smaller, and so I did 40. I did 40 stitches. Then when you come back around, you cast on. That was very easy. You bind off as many as you want and then cast it. Just make sure you kind of center it where between your thing, so it's kind of centered. and then just bind off and cast back. It was not hard at all. If I was to do this again, here's what I would change. I changed colors wherever it happened to happen. Does that make sense? Wherever it happened to be is where I changed it. And then I just wove in the ends. I don't care. What I would have done is the first row of this, the stocking net side of this half, I would have ridged, because these are ridged. These are gartered. So I would have gartered the first, like I would have purled the first row on the right side, or knitted on the wrong side, wherever this, just this side. I would have made a purl row just for just on the first color change. I would have done that for just some interest on here, because it's so boring on this part. It's just really boring. And then this is all garter lace. So, which I think is a good idea to do garter lace opposite stockinette, because the stockinette stitches are taller than garter stitches. So this is lace, so it's going to block out even bigger. So if you did stockinette lace, it would, I think, drastically block out longer than the stockinette. So I think that's why garter lace next to the stockinette. I don't know that I haven't blocked it, obviously, because it's still in the needles. But yeah, I'm on the last one, the last color. And then once I switch to the black, I'm going to put this aside because I have a test knit. And the test knit is a cowl. And I haven't cast on anything, but I decided to do this dark charcoal with this mint green. It's a slip stitch cowl. Cornbread and honey. Baby bees. 20 grams. So just a mint green with a dark charcoal. This is a heritage sock. I'm pretty sure this is from Shawlography. Pretty sure. I was thinking of dyeing something, and then I'm like, oh, do I want to? And I think the contrast of these two is super good. It's another mosaic knitting cowl, so I'm very excited. I'm going to start that probably tomorrow. But that'll be done next time, and then I think that comes out in June something. So anyway, squishy mail time. I have quite a bit of squishy mail for you today. First, do not fucking rain. Don't rain. Okay, we'll just keep going until we can't. I'm assuming you're going to be able to hear that, because why not? Do you see my giant backyard? All the way down, it's all fenced. It is all fenced in. There's a total, what do you call it? Fence, chain link fence all the way around here in front of these trees, in front of most of the trees. Anyway, so let's start here. String Theory Colorworks. This is on their sock base Volt, which is 90% superwash tarhi, whatever. 10% nylon, 90-10. This is in the colorway Bismuth. And you're like, what is this? Okay, first of all, it's a self-striping sock yarn. That's only $27. What? So, $27 sock yarn. Self-striping sock yarn. I was like, what? What is the meters? 265 yards. This is going to be like fingerless mitts, because I don't do socks. So what colors do you see here? Do you see rainbow? And then do you see maybe pink, baby blue, and white? And then maybe do you see brown and black? Is this the progressive pride flag colors? You betcha. So excited. So excited. I found this and I was like, I need to have this immediately. Look, got a Game Rainbow stitch marker. Love it. These just became the gay stitch markers. Have you noticed? They're just gay everywhere. I get these for everything in June. It's always these little ball things everywhere. It's so funny. I love it. Yes. Fingerless mitts. And my quest to wear more annoying rainbows to annoy conservatives in my new place of residence. I'm super excited. I've never seen anything with the progressive pride rainbow. Is that what it's called? Progressive pride. Intersectional. I don't know. Whatever it is. Love it. Now, my other one. Again. Rainbow self-striping. However, this one I think was $34. It's only $5 more. It's not like whatever. It's not gonna break the bank. I've just never seen self-striping for $27. I've never seen self-striping for under $30. This is from Stash Yarn. I love it. Hand-dyed yarns and fibers. This is called Intergalactic. I do believe it is the Beastie Boys Intergalactic. Made super famous by Star Trek movies. If you were unaware of the Beastie Boys. I am not. I grew up to Licensed to Ill. It's me and my horsey in a quart of beer. I had no business listening to that music when I was a child, but I did. Okay. Oh, this is two identical skeins twisted together. Oh, they're already separated for me. Shut up. Perfect must match set. Two identical skeins twisted together. Fingering, sock weight 75/25, superwash merino nylon, wound by yardage, 460 yards, 100 grams. Pre-washed using tuft woolens. What? What? That's fantastic. So this has rainbow, and in between each rainbow, each color segment is this dark gray charcoal. Like rainbow overload, right? It's not even June. What's happening? It's like they're gay all the time, not just in June, right? Never understood why we had to wait till June to get gay stuff. Super excited. Rainbow City. Yay. Rainbows. I think these are kind of like neon. No, this is red and pink. And a purple? I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I don't even know. I know fingersmiths. That's all I can do, because that's gonna replicate the self-striping as a sock, but on my wrists. And I like fingerless mitts. I never know what to do with the thumb though. Like, do you just make a hole, or do you make like the thumb gusset? Do you mind? Knuckles! Stop. So I never know if I just want to do like the slit for the thumb hole. Oh, what are you doing? Come here. You want to say hi? Come here. Oh, this is my murder dog, a Nux and a Moon. Do you say hello, weirdo? Don't eat it. She's gonna try to eat it. She tries to eat everything. You're so pretty. Can you get down? Murder dog. She's pit bull. I told you this. She's everything. Murder dog. Like all of the murder dogs. Oh, that undid. Okay. Okay, go away now. Go away now. Thank you. The thing I already got pictures of him. Anyway. I don't know how that came out. I must have not been paying attention. I don't even have a pattern for fingerless mitts. I was trying to decide if I want a thumb gusset or if I just want like a hole. Like, do I just want to, like, where you just work back and forth and there's like a hole for your thumb? Because then, like, you can push them up. Hey. Then you can take your thumb out and push them up, and then they're just arm warmers. Like, do I want that or do I want an actual thumb gusset? It's not really a question of if one's easier than the. I can do both. It's not. I'm not worried about doing a thumb. I've done them before. I'm just trying to figure out wearability, which one I want to do. But we're going to talk about that in a second, aren't we? Do I have anything else to say? Oh, I do. I have other stuff. It's just not yarn, but I'm going to show you. This I saw in one of my groups the other day, and if you have a Chiagu set, interchangeable, who doesn't have one of these? This is twist. I like the 4-inch tips. I don't know why. I don't like bigger, longer needles hurt my wrists. So the 4s are perfect. I really like. My favorite Chiagu needles are the red lace and the 16-inch circulars. I use those more. I have them in all the sizes. I use those more than anything for everything that can be used on a 16-inch. I use it. So this is what I use if I'm not using those. So, but what I wanted to talk to you about is you have more. If you buy more, if you buy extra, if you're like me and you have a million whips going at once, and then you take your needles off and you leave the cables in, and then you're like, oh crap, I need more needles. So you have a million of them. And then you have this in here, and this is big and bunchy, and you can't zip it anymore. This is a wallet for fishing lures. And let me show you, pay no attention to this. Velcro. They did not have any that matched the color or I would have got it. They were all blue, green, and orange. This is the only gray one I could find. So you open it up. These are in there. And you have a pack of this. These can come out too. They're on Velcro. So you have a pack of 10. Or 5. I'm sorry. There's 5 here. So these are my short ones. 4-inch tip squares. Small. This is the small size. Then on the other side, I have 4-inch tips. Large. So this just goes right in. It's just Velcro. So you could buy more of these if you have more. Or just gonna, this is like $8. Not a lot I got on Amazon. I know. I'm in the middle of nowhere. My shopping opportunities are very limited. It's Amazon or Walmart. Walmart, I don't have these. So these 5 have the smalls, and then this 5 has the large. And I just put more than one in if I have, like, these are 14, no, these are 22. So I got a couple of 22s, 30. Then the 36, so 37. 37 and 50 are together. So then 14, 22, 30, and then 50. Because I don't use the large ones that much, so I just have one of each for the large ones. Well, actually, I might have a couple of 2 14s and 2 22s for the large. I don't do that much large knitting, so I do a lot of the small. So, and then the edge does this, right? So it doesn't get squished. So I have two things with my Chiagoos. And then this isn't ready to burst at the seams anymore. And that also freed this up for this. Put my mini one in here. So now they're all together. That is going to make my life so much easier. It got here today and I was just like, rah, rah, rah. So excited. The other thing I got are these pill cases that have magnets. It's got a magnet here. And it has little, this is the small one. And I haven't put everything in here yet. I'm just going to, it's very small. So I'm only, well, here's the, sorry, it goes this way. The big one is on top. So I was going to put needle protectors probably if I can fit some in there. And then stitch markers for this. This one's going to be all stitch markers. Then I got a bigger one. And in here I have other stuff. So I have needles and my handy dandy pickup, what do you call that? When you pick up your stitches, whatever. It's like a crochet hook and then it's got a point on the end. My other needles, cough drops. This is a Vicks inhaler. It's like menthol and eucalyptus up your nose. This has stitch markers in it. I just wasn't sure. I just threw some stuff in here. My eraser. Do you have a giant eraser? My dogs eat these little erasers. This is my favorite eraser. Who does this? Scholar. Prismacolor. Scholar. My favorite eraser. Do you have a favorite eraser? I do. And then some needle protectors. Needle protectors here. This is like crap I use all the time. With a magnet. So pills. Pill cases. Magnetic folding pill cases. Making my life so easy. I keep forgetting because I bought something else, but it's for the cat. It's not for here. I'm like, wait, there's one more thing. No, there's not. That's for the cat. Our topic for today is, why do I knit? Because here's the thing. Remember last time I was telling you like what I wanted to do for May? May's like half over. And I still don't know what I want to do for this month. Can you relax? Because I was talking about that shawl with sleeves, and then I decided I didn't want to do that because I have a million shawls, and I didn't want a shawl with sleeves. I actually want sleeves. I actually want like a shrug. So that's what I'm going to do. But okay. You guys know that I plan, right? That I plan all of my work, like ridiculously. So, in my handy dandy notebook, that is for my episodes. In the back part of it, I have my inventory of fibers, of undyed fibers. I have those for a while. Then I have what I call my dream wardrobe. Now, these are things that I want to make specifically for myself to have in my wardrobe, obviously, to wear. These are things I want to wear. So I have bulky mohair cardigan, worsted or DK cardigan, and a fingering weight cardigan. I want all three of those. There's some sweaters I want to make Then I have mittens. I have skull mittens that I started like, I don't know, 8 years ago. I never finished. Then I have a bunch of self-striping yarns that I want to make fingerless mitts of, but then again, I just don't have a pattern. I don't have anything for that. There's a linen shawl I want to make that I have the yarn for, and then a fingering weight shrug. So then what I do, next page, is design ideas of things I want to design. That is a brioche hat and the Michelle butt crescent. That's one of my shawls. Anyway, then after that, what I have is I put all my patterns by season. So this is May, June, July. This is for summer. Okay, summer 25. And then I have fall 25. It's 3 months at a time. So in here I write everything that I want to do for summer. I won't get to all of these, but these are things that are like on my mind, or some of them are my wardrobe. So I have fingerless mitts with mohair, and then fingering weight. Those two different ones I want to make, thicker ones, and then fingering weight ones. The mohair headband I talked about, dog sweaters that I've talked about. Then I have all this stuff I need to redo. I need to redo the ribbing on May 2020. I have to redo my gray flex sweater, and there's also a purple mohair sweater that I have to frog and redo. Rainbow hat, one of my current whips. There's a bunch of Malabrigo cowls that I wanted to make out of my Malabrigo yarn. There's an Xmas cowl I bought from, was it Malabrigo? Probably. That I don't want to make the project it is. I wanted to make a different cowl out of it. Hey, Nuck, stop. There's the 3 black lace shawls I wanted to make. Then I have the 4 skeins of linen of the shawl I want to make. I have 3 skeins of Space Cadet yarn. She retired. I have 3 skeins of her yarn that I want to make into something, and then I have 3 skeins of this Cashmere Decay that I've been trying to make into a shawl for like 4 years, and I cannot figure out what I want to make with those. Then the Post-its. I invented Post-its. I have test knit, because I'm doing a test knit. Then I have fingering shrug and a top I want to do. And then my whips, keeping my whips, test knits, whips, and then what I actually want to focus on in these. So with trying to figure out what I want in it, I have to figure out why I knit. Am I knitting to create my dream wardrobe? Am I knitting to give myself something to do? Am I knitting to try new things? Like, why am I knitting? Why do I knit? What is my goal? What is the goal of knitting for me? Is it to, part of it has to be to make my dream wardrobe, right? I don't know. Because I have all these things I want to do, and then I don't ever do them. So what am I doing? You know? So I guess I'm trying to figure out what my next, well, I know my next project is going to be the test knit. But after the test knit, I'll finish that shawl. And then I really do want a shrug for summer. I want a lightweight, fingering weight shrug that I can just put on, you know, over my tank tops and stuff. Which I thought would be my cropped sweaters, but those are all worsted weight. Those are way too thick for summer. It's wool. I'm like, ugh, it's too hot for this. So I want to make a shrug, but I'm not sure what I want to do. And then I decided I don't want to use the machita. I mean, I guess I could, but I saw this top. It is called the Seesaw Top by Victoria Chaplina. My Charming Wool on Etsy. Looks like this. It is a tank top, and the top part of it's top down, and the top part of it is garter, and then the bodice is this lacy, almost like old shale, yeah, type of print, stitch there. Now I would make this a little bit longer just for me, but I'm trying to decide if this is something I would wear. I mean, I really, really like it, but and it's got the raised back, which I like. I wear a lot of tank tops. Exhibit A. I don't know why I'm hesitating. I think sometimes I feel things. Sometimes I feel like knitwear, especially summer stuff, can be a little too dated, out of style. I'm not sure. Like homemade looking, and I don't know if that's too, or like it'll make me feel older than I am, which I'm pretty old. I just had a birthday. I'm 48. So I'm like, do I want to, is that something I would wear? I can't decide whether it's something I would wear or not. Like I don't know if it has a spot in my dream wardrobe, or if it's just something that caught my eye that I thought would be cute. Like, I don't know, do I need to make that? Like, also, at the same time this is going on, I gained a lot of weight. I gained like 30 pounds. So I was an extra small. Now I'm a small, not a medium yet. Which sucks because I bought a bunch of medium clothes because I thought my extra smalls were so small. I'm like, well, there's no way I'm going to fit into a small. I better go medium. And everything's huge. So I don't have a lot of clothes that fit me right now. Because I don't want to shop at Walmart. That's really my problem. If I would shop at Walmart, I could probably have clothes that fit me, but I don't want to shop at Walmart. So I can go get tank tops at Walmart for probably like $5. Right? All of this could be, like, this is not a problem because I could just go to a store and it wouldn't be a problem anymore. I just have to go to a store. I just don't want to go to a store. I don't want to leave my house. Anyway, so while I'm on the fence of what do I want to make? What do I want to make? I don't know. I want to make shawls all day long. You know, the problem is I hardly wear shawls. I don't ever wear them. Because I'm either too cold or too hot. And a shawl is never right for me. It's never the right. Because if I'm too cold, a shawl's not going to do nothing. I just put on a sweater. And if it's too hot, I'm not wearing a shawl. Right? And then the problem is probably that I made all those tops for me. And then I gained all this weight, so none of them fit, and I don't want to remake them all. Because my body shape now is not conducive to the types of clothing I was making. So I think the problem is I don't know how to dress my new menopausal body, I think is my problem. Because I just hide it with oversized things. So is the problem that I don't know what I want my wardrobe to be? And that's why I'm on the fence. Then I should be making fingerless mitts because those are going to fit me no matter what size I am. I can make fingerless mitts all day long. The reason I don't want to is the small circumference of the needles. I will make hats all day long because I like the 16-inch. I like knitting on a 16-inch cable or 16-inch circular needles that is so comfortable on my wrists. When I work on the shawls and I'm doing a 22-inch cable or a 30-inch cable, I think that's a 22. So 22 plus 8, it's 30-inch needles, which is almost double. The weight of the garment kind of messes with me, and it's not because I'm working side to side. It's not equally distributed on the needles. But once we get into this circumference, it's the tiny needles, and those are also hurt my fingers. It makes my fingers cramp up because the needles are so small. So that's like a 9. So you could probably get away with using a 12-inch if I wanted to. But I don't have 12-inch in that size. The 12-inch I think I have are 4. They might be. Pretty sure they're 4s. Might be 3.5. Not sure. Anyway, that's what's keeping me from doing the fingerless mitts. Is I don't want to do the tiny circumference needles. Working in the round on that tiny, and I could do them flat, but then I got to seam it, and I don't want to seam them. I really would just make hats all day, just in the round, just hat, just knitting in the round, knit. That's really what I want to do, which is sweaters, except for sleeves. So then I'm like, oh, I want to shrug. Really? You want to spend your summer working on 2 sleeves? No, I don't. I hate sleeves. Okay, so the problem is really then I need to find a way to make myself like making sleeves, right? I got to figure out how to make that enjoyable. Does anyone enjoy knitting sleeves? Because I feel like Sleeve Island is a thing for a reason, and nobody likes doing sleeves. I could knit them, and then for the seaming together, I could just crochet slip stitch them together. Then I wouldn't have to mattress. I hate that mattress stitch where you're up and down and through it's so confusing. I don't know. But if I do the crochet slip stitch, then I'm going to have a seam, and that'll really irritate me. Okay, so my problem right now is how to make sleeves enjoyable. That's going to be possible, isn't it? If you have any suggestions, please let me know. Everything's impossible, whatever. Okay, it's about that time, so I don't have anything else for you. Now that I've discovered what my problem is, I gotta think about it, and I gotta figure out a way to make sleeves enjoyable. Has anyone written about that? Has anyone done a video on how to make making sleeves enjoyable? I don't know, but if you have tips, please let me know, because I got my test knit, which is on 16 inches. I'm making my cowl on 16 inches. And 16 inches. Yeah. Because they're my favorite. I mean, I could do 2 16s and just do 2 circulars. But I feel like that is slower than just doing a shorter circumference in the round. Knit, 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 knit in the round. Maybe I'm holding it wrong. Maybe I need to hold them a different way. Anyway, I'm going to try not to think about that for 2 weeks. I got other crap to do, so get those two things done first, and then we'll figure out how to do sleeves. Then do you think I should do the sleeveless, the fingerless mitts before I do the shrug? Because then I can, well, no sleeves. I don't think that'll matter because it's this part that none of that really comes into your sleeve measurements. So I don't think that can pretty much be a tube, I think. Right? That's not a very big difference unless you're going to do the gusset. I don't think that's a big difference for me. I'll probably have to measure. But I don't suppose it'll be farther than where it starts to get, where your forearm starts to get fat, right? It's probably going to be that much. Maybe I'm not making full. Dear God, no, thank you. Anyway, then I just got to figure out which sleeve. I like that one of those is divided up. They're divided into matching halves. That's helpful. Anyway, that's gonna be the show for today. Yeah, sleeves, making sleeves enjoyable. Not sure how we're gonna do that. I'll have to think about that for a little bit. Murder dog, can you stop biting my fingers? Oh, she just burped in my face. You're so gross. You're so gross. Okay. All right. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Okay. Goodbye.